What are the current guidelines for a marriage to be declared null and void under Article 36? We can consider 8 points for this. 1. The burden of proof to show the nullity of the marriage belongs to the plaintiff. Any doubt should be resolved in favor of the existence and continuation of the marriage and against its dissolution and nullity. 2. The root cause of the psychological incapacity must be A. Medically or clinically identified, B. Alleged in the complaint, C. Sufficiently proven by experts, and D. Clearly explained in the decision. 3. The incapacity must be proven to be existing at the time of the celebration of the marriage. 4. Such incapacity must also be shown to be medically or clinically permanent or incurable. 5. Such illness must be grave enough to bring about the disability of the party to assume the essential obligations of the marriage. 6. The essential marital obligations must be those listed in the Family Code of the Philippines. 7. Interpretations given by the Catholic Church in the Philippines, while not controlling or decisive, should be given great respect by our courts. 8. The trial court must order the prosecuting attorney or fiscal and the Solicitor General to appear as counsel for the state. No decision shall be handed down unless the Solicitor General issues a certification, which will be quoted in the decision, briefly stating therein his reasons for agreement or disagreement with the petition. As for psychological incapacity, for it to suffice for dissolving the marriage, the basic requirements are A. Gravity, B. Juridical antecedents, and C. Incurability. The Supreme Court has ruled that these must be strictly complied with, that the nullity of marriage based on psychological incapacity must be confined only to the most serious cases of personality disorders, clearly demonstrative of an utter insensitivity or inability to give meaning and significance to the marriage. A fairly recent example is the case of Calao versus Fernandez. In 2011, the Supreme Court actually denied Calao's petition for the declaration of nullity of his marriage under Article 36. In 2015, however, the Supreme Court reversed itself and granted Calao's petition after all. On reconsideration, the Supreme Court gave credence to the testimony of expert witnesses who testified to the psychological incapacity of Calao's wife. These expert witnesses included a psychologist and a priest who was also a canon law expert of the Catholic Church. The findings of Calao's expert witnesses who testified to the psychology of Calao's wife were upheld by the Supreme Court even though they had not personally examined her. The Supreme Court ruled that the lack of personal examination did not invalidate the findings of the experts. There is no requirement that the one to be declared psychologically incapacitated must be personally examined by a physician. What is important is the presence of evidence that adequately establishes the party's psychological incapacity. Hence, if the totality of evidence presented is enough to sustain a finding of psychological incapacity, then actual medical examination of the person concerned need not be resorted to. On this basis, the psychologist's findings were not excluded as hearsay evidence. Expert witnesses are important for proving psychological incapacity. However, whether it is proven depends on the totality of the evidence in the case. Despite some deference to the expert witnesses, a high standard of proof requiring more evidence, in particular, the evidence of the facts on which an expert bases her opinion, is demanded in cases under Article 36. All told, there is a lot to overcome in a petition for declaration of nullity under Article 36. The more well-established factual basis for an expert opinion is, the better it will be taken by the court. The greater the credible evidence that the petitioner can present, the better the chances that the nullity of the marriage will be declared. Thank you for watching. For more videos, you can watch this channel. For more content and online consultations, you can find us on lawyerphilippines.org.